Well, and just to bring it back to music for a minute, I did want to talk about the Remington Steele theme,
Uh,
opening theme,
I was going to ask about both of those. So go ahead.
because that one again is another one that's so tied to that show. It's Henry Mancini, so it's got a very unique sound. It's a very timeless kind of and movie. It's got the feel of a motion picture opening.
Mhm.
Um, in many ways, and it's very much a twist on the old detective novel of, I was sitting down to do my work and then she walked in. It's
Right.
the reverse. It's the gender reverse of that, of like, I had a job to do and then he walked in and screwed everything up. um but that music is so cinematic. It's so palpable. That theme is really beautiful, and the first season music in particular, I felt was pretty sophisticated for 80s television. Um, then they start doing a lot of like, they are really leaning heavily into James Bond type themes in season two. They're doing a lot of riffs. If they're doing a circus show, it's circus music in the background. Like it starts to get a very much on the nose later in the seasons. But the sophistication of that of both. And there's two themes. There's the that he wrote. There's the Loris theme, which is used as the opening music, which is sultry and sort of softer, and then there's the Remington Steele theme, which is a faster and kind of perkier. So that was just an interesting sort of using music as character and for characters. I know other shows obviously have themes for their characters, but these are so distinct and defined that you really do kind of know whose theme it is when it starts up. I found that pretty neat.
Yeah, that's a gift too. When you hear a music or just something that sets the table and like, okay, we know where we're getting into, or before a character arrives, like, okay, you hear the music. Oh, okay, I know who's going to make an appearance right now, or it's just kind of that makes it a lot more fun.
And I don't know if you remember, like I remember that opening from the 80s, like it just being like really different,
Mhm.
um uh with that theme and her voiceover. It was so impactful, of a way and strong way to start that show. It gets weird, and then the seasons go on and change, and the opening changes and gets just whacked out. But that season one opening was so much a part of that show, and I think that show's success. Um, it's pretty tied. It's another one. I mean, again, it doesn't quite reach the level of a Cheers, but I would put it in a pretty great distinctive 80s voice.